showdown time. I'm supposed to film this video at my mother's house. I didn't feel like it. I was eating turkey and laying on the couch and didn't feel like digging all my stuff out. I edited the big holiday video. If you haven't checked that one out, please do, because I spent a lot of time editing that one. And I didn't feel like filming anything else. So I just borrowed my mom's original Poison because I promised that I would do a comparison between the original 1985 Poison and the brand new re-release. This is a brand new bottle of Poison, because I kept hearing, I keep hearing things like the Poison you get now is a pale shadow of the 1985 Poison. Okay, so let's talk about it. Is it a pale shadow or is it doing just fine? So this one, it's a travel spray. It is legitimately from the 80s. So pros to it is it certainly had time to gel. Sometimes a Poison ages and the notes really come to a fine point. On the other hand, it's old, so sometimes they also denigrate over time. So there's a chance that this was something else in 1985, and now that it's got 40 years later, yikes, that it's something else. And then, this one, same thing. It's a new bottle, so it hasn't had the time to settle necessarily as much and gel and age, but it also has fresh ingredients. So those are just my disclaimers as far as the comparison, so things are kind of fair. This is kind of like dented at the top. Okay, so let's talk about what they smell like. So what are the notes of Poison generally? So we've got tuberose, it's very musky, jasmine, gosh, there's a lot of sandalwood, so it brings that warmth, heliotrope, and vanilla. There's more, but those are the ones that I really pull out and smell. And that is the same. So it has been reformulated, not sure how many times, but it's kind of unofficially been changed a few times. But those are generally the notes that are also supposed to be in the reformulation. As far as projection and longevity, I gotta be honest, this one performed better. I sprayed both arms. I sprayed this one, and then I kept smelling my arms. And I could definitely smell this arm from about here forever. Whereas this arm, I had to keep moving it closer. They both are very strong though. So it really is not to say that this one's beast mode and this one's not. They're really both beast mode, but you had to spray way less of this, I would say. Probably spray it twice and you're good for the day. This one, maybe you got to do another half a turn or one more spray to get that same effect. I do think that's really saying something considering how old this bottle is. So it was probably even more of a bomb back in its time. Okay, so the second thing is the jasmine note. The jasmine note to me was different and I felt like it was stronger in this one. So they both had a lot of like that muskiness to them, the warmth, that amber, that I got pretty equally in both. And it also smelled very similar. So the base warmth to it, that Poison DNA, did feel really strong in both of these and very consistent. So I would not say pale shadow for this one. I would say that this one is equal in terms of that musky Poison DNA. Where I felt like this one outperformed the new one was in the jasmine. I definitely picked it up even from the initial first spray. It had more of that floral, jasmine, saucy note to it. And it doesn't really quite come around, at least in my bottle. I can't really, should I be spraying this? I probably should be spraying this, but okay. It doesn't really come through. As now that I've smelled it in the original Poison, I do miss it in this one. It's just more of the musky vanilla and not as much a floral. And I'm going to spray this one more time. I'm trying to be conservative with it because it's just a travel spray and I don't want to kill the bottle before I give it back. This is not going to be a good spray thing. Okay, let's try this one. I got my hand. Okay. I miss it. I miss it a little. I'm giving this back. It's not mine. I'm giving it back. My mom said I could keep it, but she's had it for so long, and I'm really not. I'm too afraid to wear it anyway. It's better as like a time capsule. And now that I had this video, I've sort of preserved my enjoyment of it. So I'm going to be giving it back. But now that I've smelled them both side by side, you're still in good shape if you buy the new one. If you like Poison, you'll still like this. But if you were a devotee of the 80s one and had been wearing it and then tried to replace your bottle with this, I could see why you would find it that shadow, especially if you really loved that jasmine floral aspect of it that I feel has taken a back seat. Who knows? This is brand new. Maybe these will gel over time and you'll start to pull out more of that jasmine, and I'll be wearing it a year or two from now and it will smell very much like this finely brewed Poison right here. It's a possibility, but that's where we are right now. That is all just a quick video that I promised doing that comparison. Do you have both? I know we've got a lot of Poison fans in my subscriber base, so very interested in your thoughts if you've done a similar comparison, how you feel that they've gone side by side. If you disagree with me, please leave that in the comments as well. I'm always down for some discussion. That is all for this one. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to Second is the Best. It's all fragrance content, blind buys, hauls, reviews. I upload whenever it strikes my fancy. That's all for this one. I will see you in the next one.